In this video, we're going to talk about how to change the format of a cell. So, this is our old file, the test file. And if you've seen here, I have everything looks the same so far. I have my text and my numbers. But what if I wanted to change something? So let's say I want to change the font. So first of all, I would need to select the cell that I want to change. And from there, I have different options. For example, I can change the font. I can change the size. I can make it, bold, italic. So there are different things that we can change the color. So all of these features are all presented here. Now, for this class, we're going to have two standard features. In more detail, we will cover what does input and output mean. But what we need to know is that the cells that we're going to consider input are going to be in color yellow. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to select the cell, go to this little fill color section, and we're going to select yellow. So if you see in here, everything I type still black, still the original format, but the cell itself is yellow. Now, everything that we're going to consider output, we're going to select in pink. So we select pink. Now, this is just a standard for our class. It doesn't have any special meaning, or that is not something that you have to, use forever. It's just for this class. Now observe what happened here when I type something that was larger than the cell itself. If you observe, it kind of looks really odd. And if I were to type something here, then things would get on top of each other. So how can I avoid that? It's very simple. If you see here, in between every column, if I put the mouse in here, observe how I get those two arrows. So if I click and I let the button pressed, I'm able to extend the width of my cell. Now, a very common technique that we can use is we go here, once we see the arrows, I do a double click. And if you see, that makes the format exactly to the largest piece of text that it can find on that column. So if in here I were to type something more, and then I were to go here and do double click, observe how now the width of this column is based on the longest piece of text in there. Finally, the last thing that I would like to talk about is what happens if you're already typing and you want to make changes. So let's say I found that this is not exactly what I want to type. I want to change it. Well, I have two choices. I can do double click and then, I can go and make changes. Or if you see here, you can have exactly the same text that you have here. So, you can go here and make the changes that you require. Now, once you finish, you hit enter. Well, but what happens if you don't like the changes that you made and you are already in here? Well, it's very simple. You just have to press escape and that will make you exit being inside the cell. So you see all the changes that I made are gone, and also I'm not selecting the cell anymore. So observe that if you see now I'm able to move around, and that is because I'm pressing the keys right, down, up, and left. So you can also navigate the cell, the spreadsheet, with the use of the arrows. We'll come back on the next section to start talking about functions, because so far we haven't really done anything, useful, but you will see. I'll see you in the next video.